Welcome to once again Sweden, this time to the western border, western corner of Sweden in Nuul. This is one of the last pit stop before you arrive to the North Sea from these northern European countries like Estonia, Finland and Sweden. We are visiting Ale Open Disc Golf Center for the Ale Open 2026 and welcome to the booth. My name is Esa-Pekka Tupala. I'm your host today and with me once again Kristin Lätt. Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here.
So you arrived in Helsinki yesterday evening and you had a good night's sleep and are you ready for the Ale Open 26?
I'm very ready. Just looking at those pictures, it looks so beautiful. So I'm ready to dive in to the action.
It's a wonderful course and we have so much to talk about the FPO layout. There's a couple of new holes, new pin locations for the FPO. A few holes have been shortened up, so there's a possibility for more birdies and for more excitement. And the course is looking beautiful. And it's ranked very high in the U-Disc scores. To be frank, it's the number 1 and number 3 with 2 layouts.
Indeed, it's absolutely an amazing course. I've played it twice, so I'm quite familiar with it and I'm happy to see how they tackle it this year.
Well, how do you feel, Kristin? Is this accurate? Are you placing Ale Disc Golf Center in the top yourself?
I mean, it's definitely one of the most amazing properties I've played. I know how passionate the people are over there, how they're working on that course. And the first time I visited it was in 2018. And already back then I told Camilla, who is one of the main workhorses on the course, or who has been, and I told her it's a dream property for me.
It is a wonderful course, and of course, me and Kristin are not going to be the only ones having this broadcast brought to you as we take a look at the stat of this is one of the world's greatest destinations. We have many champions from the course. You yourself, Kristin, took this event down as the European Pro Tour event in 2018.
Yes, that's so long ago.
That is 8 years ago. Was that the black hair Kristin edition?
That was the black hair Kristin, yeah.
Wonderful. We had Davidsson, Saarinen, 2024 champions, Augustsson and Björlycke, and for the Swedish nationals there, and then 2025 Anttila and Saarinen. Well, let's say warm welcome to Nate Perkins. He's going to be our third commentator for this event. Once again, thank you, Nate, for being there down on the course in Nuul. The biggest question up front, what is the weather looking currently?
Yeah, as you just mentioned, Epe, we're pretty close to the North Sea and the prevailing winds are constantly just ripping off that sea out of the west. They are exactly that today. But honestly, I think everyone is pretty happy with how the weather actually turned out because earlier in the week, it looked like it was going to be a big storm. Winds were expected to gust upwards of 35 miles per hour, and we were expected to get about a half inch of rain this morning. And that's simply not the case. As I'm talking, the sun coming back out of the clouds, the wind is still strong. It's going to be a big part of the discussion today. It's 15 steady and gusting upwards of 20, but I think it's still light enough, and there's still a lot of protected greens out here. And you can look at the scores. There's still going to be scoring happening when on Monday, I wouldn't have said that there would be scoring happening out here today.
Thank you so much, Nate. I mean, the weather conditions there can be a bit harsh, but I hope the basket behind you is not one where we are going to play at this tournament. It looks a bit rough.
Honestly, rusty chains catch pretty good. There's something about the grit on the chains that just holds on to the plastic of a putter, especially a soft putter. And I honestly feel like brand new chains can sometimes be a little slick. But yeah, these facilities are all time. And I think that's one of the things that really separates Ale from different courses. The actual course itself is great. The disc golf is great. There's not really a bad hole out of any of the 18, but more so, it's the attention to detail on the facilities. This beautiful putting green right here, this beautiful driving range, and all the amenities at the shop, all the discs up there at OTB Europe. it's just.
Thank you, Nate. And we're going to start seeing some highlights from last year's event. And Nate, I would like to have your opinion. How did this course play last year according to your expectations when you arrived here first time?
Yeah, I think that the scoring, it takes some elite shots. It is always windy out here. And so for me, that means that you have to get it up to a certain speed to be able to fight that wind. There are a few different basket positions out here. The first notable one, really important, is the new change on hole 1, right? I think that basket placement over on that right side is actually proven to be pretty difficult. If you look today, about a quarter of the field so far this morning is taking double bogey or worse, because if you want to challenge that pin, you're going to have to challenge the OB. And that's kind of the case for a lot of the scoring out here. If you want the birdie, you kind of have to get aggressive in a lot of spots and be very tactical, because there's OB everywhere.
Thank you so much, Nate. We're going to get back to you as soon as we start walking the course. Well, Kristin, we are going to see some highlights from last year. Ida Lehtomäki, this was one of the first competitions I really saw her push on for the win.
Yes, she really came to the scene now. She has proven how elite she is. We're seeing also Rachel. Oh, that's me. A lot of European FPO great players, and what's important in my opinion is also that in last 2 tournaments the podium has been occupied by the European women, and they continue it here?
It was a very emotional moment for Silva. This was the first event and she was able to take the win with you in the field.
Yes, I mean, you can tell that it is very important to her, and not very often that we see Silva like this. So yes, this was a huge moment for her. Very happy for her.
She was able to hold her game intact, but she's not at this event this year, and we will not have last year's top 3 players at all on the field. So we're going to have a brand new podium compared to 2025, as we see Anniken Christiansen take her first shot of the tournament on tee number 1. Matilda Ringboom in pictures now. She will be rounding out our first feature card today. Played wonderfully last weekend in Swedish Open.
Absolutely. She's definitely a player to keep your eye on. Very technical, was executing her shots so well last week, and this is what she needs here as well.
Anniken just laying up on 1. Matilda was chasing the baskets all over the last round. It was wonderful to see that she was like having those near aces at least 2 times.
Yes, she was so accurate, like I said. Just feeling her disc so well, knowing what angle and what speed to use. We were just amazed by her.
It was very fun because then, as Matilda was chasing the chains and the baskets, her brother took the ace on hole 1 in Swedish Open. That was like it was the ring boom day for sure.
That would have been fun if she was able to complete her side and to go back with 2 aces, her and her brothers.
Evelina Salonen didn't need any aces last weekend, and considering the Sunday, this was her career highest rated round of disc golf ever, and she still wasn't able to beat Silva Saarinen.
Sounds crazy because you're talking about 5-time major winner who played her career highest round. So, yes. I mean, it just shows how much grit Silva has.
These putts from Evelina, she was so dialed in with the drives, and then these putts just went in from all over the place.
Her putting has been very strong, and that's what she has said in her interviews as well, that she has been feeling comfortable with the straddle putt, not overthinking, just keeping the quick rhythm, and this has been working for her so well.
Hoisted the trophy at the European Open just a couple weeks ago. With Evelina and Matilda, we're gonna have 2 American players, and Missy Gannon will be one of them. And she is still hunting for the first win on this season. That is pretty rare.
That is very rare. Missy is one of the elite players that's here, and I mean, she must be upset a little bit. She's all smiles and giggles, and she's a very fun person, but I mean, by now she usually has had some podiums, wins, and not to have one, I mean, it must be kind of frustrating maybe, so I'm sure she's looking to get one here.
I love to see Missy play. I love her style and I love her attitude the most. And she really brings like people together. I feel like she brings the players together in her card, but then she brings the fans to the moment with her attitude.
Of course, she is a very nice person. Oh, I just love seeing those moments where you can finally exhale, hoist the trophy, just be proud.
We'll see if Missy Gannon can hoist the trophy here this week. For the last European FPO Elite Series stop this season, this is Esa-Pekka Dawn, and she's now finished with 15 holes. She's your current leader. Wonderful to see all these players warming up, and I mean it's gonna be a special weekend in Ale. It's gonna be a special event, but we also have a special day upon us, and I believe congratulations are on the spot, because congratulations for your birthday, Kristin.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, it is my birthday.
And we actually have something small prepared to you. We have some highlights playing on the screen. It's been wonderful to see you tour these last few years, and now to have you here in the booth on Disc Golf Network is such a joy for all of us. So thank you. Thank you for lending us your voice, and happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I'm trying not to cry. Oh.
Something small for your birthday, Kristin.
Thank you so much. I loved seeing those moments.
Well, it's time to dive in for the Ale Open, and it's gonna be, as I said, a special weekend. And I'm so happy that you're here with me, and we have Nate on the course. We're gonna have a marvelous time.
I'm sure we will. Thank you.
Well, we're gonna check the scores one more time where we are sitting right now. So Esa-Pekka Dawn is leading the tournament. Of course, she's almost done with her round. The winds are gusting, so maybe the 6 down, maybe 8 down might be the absolute max we're gonna see today. We're left to be seen. How do you feel? What would be the high score today?
It's so hard to predict. Like we discussed, that some holes are more gettable, maybe some, well, it always plays hard when there's OBs and lots of tunnels to navigate, but if you are able to keep it clean, play smart, I mean, Rebecca, I think, is doing very well, so -6, I think it's a very decent score.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if anybody goes to double digits, so I think maybe somewhere around that would be the highest score.
I'm gonna say -9. Let's see.
-9.
We're gonna have a short break on the network, and we'll be right back with the disc golf action.
OTB Discs has expanded to Europe, building its headquarters at the #1 destination in our sport, the Ale Disc Golf Center, bringing the massive selection and detail that OTB is known for. European golfers can now get the sweetest discs at Europe's disc golf candy store, otbdiscs.eu.
tees material. Update initiated. Special blend duo compound identified. Titanium metallic pearl activated. Big Z color architecture deployed. Materials synchronized. Special blend. Render complete. Enhanced grip detected. Cosmetic data stream opened. Access granted March 27th. Discraft.com.
Calvin's looking good today. Calvin Heimberg. Excuse me, sorry. Hey, sorry. Hello. Hey. Thank you. An aqua. I'm looking for an aqua. Do you have one?
Hey, Germ, you can't cut in line.
My apologies. You may have noticed I just cut you in line. I'm just looking for an aqua.
An aqua? Here, use mine.
Got it. Thanks.
Hey you! Welcome to Kippis, the biggest disc golf center in Europe. 5 courses, multiple layouts and 3 putting games for beginners, pros and families for free. Our pro course has been ranked 5 times in the U-Disc Top 10. And by the way, Kippis means cheers in Finnish.
The LA Open is presented by Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
Disc Golf Network is the home of live disc golf. Subscribe today for full live coverage all season long. Upgrade to a yearly plan for the best value plus exclusive perks and discounts, including 20% discount at the Pro Shop, 20% discount at the Jomas Pro Shop, and many more. Subscribe now. You can scan the QR code or visit discgolfnetwork.com to see info for the full plan.
Came here back through the airport.
Yeah, I carried in the airport. Carried up front. That's when I get my grid pictures.
Yeah.
That's when I get
Just a little moment before the feature cut 1 will tee off in Ale. There's a lot of spectators already behind T1. So we let them loose. We're going to see Rebecca Dawn once again. She's on 17th. Brian Earhart and Nate Perkins went through this course, but that was of course for the MPO layout, went through all the holes. But this hole is kind of similar. It's a bit shorter for the FPO, but it's really interesting because when you are on the spot, if you are leading the tournament on Sunday and you just have to execute a straight shot in the wood, you have the kind of an open tunnel, but you have to execute a straight line. Doesn't it become more nervy than usual, Kristin?
Of course it does. I mean, and it is a kind of a tricky line. It looks very straightforward, but FPO T-pad is a little bit behind the corner, so you have to have this disc that you can release on hyzer and then it will push forward. So it is a technical shot.
We're gonna fly you through to the tee number 1 for the first feature card to tee off. Missy Cannon, Colin Handley, Evelyn Salonen and Matilda Ringboom. Welcome to Disc Golf Network.
It's time for the first feature card of the FPO field. Let's welcome the players to the tees for All Open 2026 presented by Discraft. First up on tee, representing the United States of America, let's welcome Missy Gannon! To the box from the United States of America. Let's give it up for Holland Hanley. Third to tee from Finland, let's welcome Evelina Salonen. Fourth to the box from Sweden, let's welcome Matilda Ringbo.
Might be that Ringboom is still out of bounds. She hit the stake, if I saw that correctly.
I think she just misread the wind a little bit. That was too understable for the shot she was going for.
Let's see your current leader, Rebecca Dunn, teeing off 18. You'd like to travel left with this tee shot to see the island.
Absolutely. You want to be on the left-hand side. That would open up both backhand and forehand lines to the pin. If you're too tight on the right-hand side, you can just go with a very technical backhand or forehand.
You can stay on third. That is a miss.
Yes, there is this tricky tree line that you want to cross over. This year it's a par 3. Last year it was a par 4, so there was more room for errors, but now you have to execute.
Ringboom was out of bounds. She's going to take her third. Layup. We're gonna see some interesting out of bounds lines on this course. We have the stakes that mark the out of bounds, and then at certain points, like right here, the stakes are gonna hand the duty of the out of bounds line for these logs that lay on the premise. Handley barely inbounds with her drive, and it's a tricky stance. Be a tap in par for Handley to start her turn.
far doesn't hurt too much if you have it on the first hole. Of course, last year it felt even better because we played the longer pin position and nobody was really taking any birdies. So now I think this change is very good. Like Nate mentioned, it's still a very technical shot. You have to challenge the OB if you're a righty backhand player. So Holland's shot was very good off the tee, going with the forehand, just a little short.
Ringboom a bit short with the putt because the out of bounds is very close to the basket here, so you don't want to airball this. Missy, wonderful shot off the tee and challenging the out of bounds all the way, but now she has to hit the target. 6 meters left. Makes it happen.
She looked like she was super dialed in for that first shot. Very brave, going over the out of bounds area. Getting the disc in the chains. Super good job.
Evelina's time for the birdie putt.
Very confident. I love seeing it.
Even though there's some wobble on her putter, just like you said, Kristin, the confidence with which she approaches putting at the moment, it's like she never left the Swedish Open premise, because that was just like the same pace, the same confidence.
So true, because I mean, we all know Evelina has had some struggles. We've seen her not be very confident, and you can tell it by the posture, by the way she shows up to the putting green. So this is good to see from her.
Sten from the drop zone on 3. Hates it. She's knocked down. Well, I think she goes through a bit. She might actually find short C2 putt. Left. Here's your leader, Don. Approaching the island on 18. No, that is not there. It's not on the island. And Don will most likely find the one and only blemish on the card.
Wow!
As Sten pots the bogey from 11 meters. That's gonna be the Zuka replay. Roll that back.
Wow. Just excellent putt from Anniken. I mean, her putting style is very nice. We've seen her hit some long putts this season. It's good to see her showing that skill.
Gannon, absolutely perfect position on 2.
Can't really throw it any better. This is where you want to be, close to that gap. You're gonna have a very long uphill approach from there. But the closer you are, the better.
If you land to that brown spot, right there, it's gonna be perfect.
Evelina just telling, I'm gonna do it even better.
Hole 2 for the FPO is 150 meter par 4, 492 feet. There is 9 meters elevation from the start of the second shot, so it's super uphill. Handley getting absolutely super lucky with that one.
Yes.
That is, yeah.
That was a big miss off the tee. Is something you don't want to do is leave it short and have it fade into the woods. So you rather be wide and maybe slightly long. Matilda, absolutely. Just, oh my gosh, amazing work. The best shot out of the group. But Holly, yeah, she got lucky. Right now, let's see if she can take advantage of a little bit of good fortune on her side.
Dawn, putting for par on 18.
She really wanted it, of course. She would have had a bogey-free round if she would have made it. Other than the last hole, excellent showing from Rebecca. Absolutely amazing round.
So you can see that Hallin was aiming to that opening on the left and then just rolled down to a position where she's actually able to advance to the pin.
Yeah, she should have an open look, and she has a great skill set. She can use forehand, backhand, so that makes her life easier. She's going to choose to go with the backhand. And this hole is short, but you have to have a lot of speed and angle control to approach this pin.
Now, how much angle is this uphill?
It's very steep. I think from here you can see, but I mean, I would recommend going over there and seeing it with your own eyes, because the camera can always be a little bit deceiving. You truly have to be focused. It's a short shot, but if you're even tiny bit low, you can roll down the hill even farther than you started from. A lot of rocks there. That was good reaction. She's right there.
Mrs. Fine and Hallin takes advantage of the favorable roll of the team. She's gonna have a tap-in birdie, basically. Salonen takes a forehand and actually gives it a small beat.
Yes, I mean there's a wall behind the basket, so you can do that, but I mean, I think she was just trying to make sure she doesn't hit the rocks that are before the basket to not get any weird reactions from them.
Green boom, her second is fine. There they go. Stand tee of 4. Par 5, the first par 5 on the course.
Rebecca has still a little bit of work to do to finish her round. This is for bogey. And she gets it.
Yeah.
Not easy with this wind. Just want to get out of the course, so good job.
Back to Sten. Beautiful turnover with the left.
She couldn't have thrown it any better, and she was in a relatively tricky spot.
And she's gonna like the third shot towards the pin, because that is a lefty shot.
Yes, absolutely.
Back to Gannon on 2. There were no eagles on this hole last year, even though it was the same. So I'll be interested to see if someone can throw it in, because there is a backstop there, and you can kind of drive it.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, obviously you don't want to mess with it
Yes.
too bad, but if you get a super nice drive into the mouth of this gap, maybe somebody is brave enough.
Those kind of a lofty upshots that Evelina threw, they have the chance to go in.
Absolutely. She is great doing those.
And Ringboom had a nice chance to get something back from the double bogey on 1, but that's going to be a no-no for Ringboom. Handley. Hallin makes it good. Par and a birdie for Handley. Maybe a tap-in birdie. She's going to be 2 down after 2 holes, as will be Missy Gannon. gonna have the Zenny flyover eyewear for everyone on this hole 3, par 3, 116 meters.
Yeah, this hole has changed compared to last year. I touched on it before. Last year we played into the MPO basket and it was a par 4, so now it sort of, I guess, equals it with the MPO level of difficulty. So it's a par 3, you have to go over the tree line and to this left side. So most players will hit the right side gap off the tee and try to swing it down there. It's tricky because there's a lot of elevation change, and if there's any wind, you have to take it into consideration. But the most important part is to hit your line off the tee and get it safely across to the other side. If you end up in the tree line, you're most likely in OB, and then you have to proceed to the drop zone.
Sikanen up first.
That is the right side gap. You have to go very wide. Like I said, there's so much elevation change. And it's a very nice shot by Missy. A little bit short, but she'll have a look from there.
Salonen. This is a spectacular view down the course.
It is such a beautiful hole and such a fun shot to throw.
That's wide for Evelyn, but that is deep sea too.
Yes, they're both kind of in a similar distance. Just needing slightly more power. Can't really tell from here whether the wind is a factor or not.
Hanley barely missing the branch. And it's very good.
This has a lot of distance, absolutely perfect. A little nervy off the tee. Just missing the dried branch there. Similar spot for Matilda as Missy and Eva. Circle 2 looks for their birdies.
That's gonna be a Barbasol close shave replay for Holyn Handley. Ooh, she was gonna end up in big trouble if she was to hit that.
Well, I was holding my breath. That's for sure.
They're gonna walk down towards the lies, and we have another Walker. This is Madison Walker with her upshot on 11.
Yep. Good shot.
Yeah, hits the base.
Excellent. She's having a very good round right now. No bogeys.
Solid -4 score for Walker. Then a third, just what you want to see. 9 meters. Wow, that is some actionable start for the round. Rebecca Dunn still in the lead with 1 stroke over Madison Walker, who still has many holes to play. Netta Leppäha also on the course, 3 down, trying to catch Dunn. Well, I'm gonna toss it down to Nate Perkins. Nate, we saw Holyn Handley had a bad shot on tee number 2, and she rolled out and actually caught a birdie, and now she barely misses the branch on 3, and she's looking at the tap-in birdie. Are there some like jolly and good spirits on the course that love her game, or what is this luck she's having?
Yeah, it could be the spirit of the Phoenix on the first, but there are also all these little wooden carved, I'll call them elves around the course, and I think that, again, that's just one of the details of Ale that they're really building towards here, is that it's not just a venue to throw discs at, right? It's an experience. And so for the past few years, they have been hiring local artists to create that experience while you're out here with the art, but also with all the handmade tee pads, little handmade phone holders so you can film your hole-in-ones out here. Really is an experience. This green is actually somewhat protected. Oh, and Matilda still doesn't want it. Opts to lay it up. It is up on a little hill, so don't fault her for not feeling the circle 2 look. Missy's gonna have a right to left, actually. Not the best wind when you're putting uphill. Will she swing it? She will. What a read. What a read to stay committed with that crosswind. I mean, if that lifts at all, there's a chance it could just fly over the bucket. But look at this read. So smart from that distance. Tap in for Holland. Fist bump. Double fist bump. Good stuff. This is actually a harder pin placement than the MPO. No doubt about it. This is a hard green to stick.
Thank you, Nate. That was a wonderful putt from Missy Gannon, and she's 3 for 3.
Yes, I mean, like I said, off the first tee, there was like this different kind of confidence in her, and now starting her round like this, she seems to be hunting her first win of the season.
Great shot from Madison. 12. We saw Amanda Lennartsson last weekend start her tournament, I believe, with 3 for 3. And that is a nice boost to have. And Kristin, how would you compare as we fly through this next hole? This is a beautiful view, hole 4. It's a par 5, 200 meters. Let's first talk about this hole.
This hole is about placement, how you can shape your shot. You just want to get it out in the open. There's again some elevation change, so you're throwing downhill. Have to have something stable, but nothing too stable, because there's OB on both sides. There's some bushes you have to navigate around, and then there's this OB river. So in order to get to the next island, you have to be in position on the first island. It used to be a par 4. It was super difficult hole for FPO, so this year maybe it's more manageable, having it as a par 5. I remember the main factor last year was headwind, so it was super hard to get something out there straight and land into a place where you could actually attack the basket or even go to the next island. So we'll see how they can do it this year. This looks to be very pretty. Not messing with the OBs at all, just pure line.
Miss is definitely not missing with the out of bounds lines.
She seems to be locked in right now.
Handley. And then there's the Simon Lizotte mandatory on the left.
Gotta think about these things as well.
Looks to be pure from Handley.
Making it look easy.
Salonen. I have to admit, I was a bit afraid when the disc left her hand heading straight to that bush, but it just kept on turning.
Yeah, I think she's around that bush, I believe. As long as she has a run up and a line, she'll be fine.
Ring boom. What a wonderful amount of control from Matilda. She's saved by a meter.
I'm sure she didn't want to get as close, but the closer you are, the better. So her shot is in, she'll be in ideal position for the next shot.
Walker on 12. Doesn't quite get the disc to stay on turn. Julia Foch. First time on the coverage today. T of 5, currently even. Oh ho ho! She finds some lucky tree spirits, goes through, she has a putt. Then gets dropped down on 5. C2. Wonderful view from up above. I love those lines that they cut into the grass on these fairways. It looks pristine.
It looks absolutely amazing. It's a joy to play a course like this, where you can see how much effort and how much thought has gone into all the work these people have done over there.
Is that our catch cam still walking?
So now actually these players are in
Already there?
good position.
Okay. Sorry.
Since it's a par 5, they don't need to be overly aggressive, but if you have a line and you want it, there's equal possibility for sure. But most likely it would be reasonable to just make it an easy birdie for yourself.
It's Cannon. Avoids the tree line. She's actually putting for eagle.
Yeah,
If she wants to run it, but
she can, but this basket is on this hillside, so there are possibilities for rollaways. I think these players, they will definitely have some decision making to do, whether they want to risk it or just get your birdie and move on.
I believe the out of bounds is about 20 to 25 feet, so about 8 meters behind the basket.
Now, this could potentially be a mistake. Swinging it too wide, there might be some corridors, but what you actually want to do is put it on more of an hyzer angle. Make sure your disc goes to the left to have an easy approach to the pin. Just like Eva did here. She's just fine hugging that tree a little bit, but she should be close enough to get up and down.
Now let's see if Ringboom can actually get close here. If she would take the eagle, she would be back to even. Wouldn't that be something?
She is in prime position.
Oh, now she's not. She hits the tree on her path.
Oh no.
That is out of bounds.
This is one thing you want to avoid.
I mean, that's basically just a redo, because she was so close to the out of bounds already.
Yeah, if you don't cross over, you have to go from the last place you were in bounds. So for her, basically the same place.
Here's Matilda now, the fourth. Very close shave again. Skipping towards C1.
She has had kind of a bumpy start on hole 1, taking a double bogey on the next one, leaving the putt low, not really getting that birdie that she needed. and now being in prime position and then possibly ending up with a bigger score than you anticipated, it stings even more. Feels like you're so close to getting the birdie that you are longing for to make up for the previous mistakes.
Back to Walker on 12. Moment to go. Third. That is a nice beat. Going for the birdie.
That was a good effort for sure.
Now, Kristin, this is kind of a hot topic among at least us amateur disc golfers. Would you prefer to have a long putt on the first hole of the round or have a tap in? Would you like to be putting or just tapping in on the one?
I mean, both are very nice. If you have a long putt and you make it, it's a good booster for the round. So at that point, you're probably, come what may, I can deal with everything. But I always love starting out with a great tee shot, putting it super close to the pin. It sort of gives you a different kind of confidence boost. So,
yeah.
But yeah, long putt, I've hit them also, so it feels super nice.
Yeah. See, Hanley throwing her third, so she was in bounds actually, I feel.
Yeah, and she did have this tunnel here.
Yeah.
Had to be technical. I think she just did just fine.
I have to say, I had a similar tunnel on my round on Monday back at home, and I didn't hit that in 6 tries. I was so frustrated. And Holling just goes and throws one through there. It just it shows you how talented these people are. In every kind of situation, they can just think, okay, there's a gap, I'll throw this, it goes there, and then they are there. So it looks so simple.
Indeed.
Evelina Salonen laid up from the bushes, so we're not gonna see that shot.
Like, I don't want it to go flying left. If it was a straight tail,
we heard you, Missy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start straight.
She doesn't want to take the fly and then maybe a roll left out of bounds.
Yeah, just proves how experienced player she is. Starting out 4 out of 4. I mean, can't have a better first round start.
And Ring Boom saves the par. That should be a confidence booster.
That is so good after what must have stung her.
Evelina keeps on giving. That center. Dead center for Salonen.
Looking at Evelina be so comfortable and confident on the putting green just makes me smile. Can't lie.
Hanley. 3 down through 4 holes, same as Evelina. And Missy Cannon keeps on giving. 4 birdies in the first 4 holes. Eliezra Miedling on the 5th card, although we've seen Madison Walker now on the screen on the TO13. Eliezra took a double bogey on 1 and then 5 birdies in the next 6 holes. So she's doing fine. 3 down through first 8, that's a fine shot from Madison. It's not even a moving day, and the scores and the people are moving around fast. Wonderful action in North Sweden for the LA Open.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Allen, PDGA number 15354. I started playing disc golf in 1999, immediately got my number to be a part of an organization that I knew that was going to be a part of my life for a very, very long time. Disc golf is a sport that anyone can play. It's fun to play with your family, with your friends, or to get out there by yourself.
It's more than a shave. It's the first thing people notice about you. Level up with Barbasol for a clean, smooth finish every time. It's America's #1 brand of shaving cream for a reason. No need to pay more for other brands. Barbasol delivers a thick and rich instant lather that simply gets the job done. Shave with confidence, knowing you're using Barbasol, the American original, for over 100 years. Because it's more than a shave. It's Barbasol.
The educational disc golf experience brings disc golf to schools and communities nationwide. With support from industry leaders and key partnerships, Edge has granted over $450,000 to help kids learn and grow through the sport of disc golf. Ongoing cuts to PE programming places schools in need of our help now more than ever. Every dollar donation puts more discs in kids' hands and smiles on their faces. Support Edge's mission today and help reach and teach the future of disc golf.
Unbelievable start for Missy Gannon. 4 birdies in first 4 holes, and she's of course teeing off first on hole 5. It's not as simple as it looks on camera.
No, you have to navigate this tunnel. Well, I mean, why am I even talking? Missy's showing us.
Kristin, I'm gonna take the blame on that, because that was a bad toss from me, so I kind of put you in a bad position there. This is such a simple hole, such an easy toss, nothing to worry about. Missy Gannon already bullseye's edge. Oh goodness. Let's see Holyn Handley. 92 meters par 3, 302 in feet. Oh, that's headed right.
Yeah, these branches, well, never mind. No, they don't come into play.
Holyn Handley, 3rd lucky shot.
I think on every hole she has had something happen. Already on first hole she hit the log to save her from out of bounds, and it sort of started from there. But as you can see from Eva, this is not as easy. If you don't put the correct angle on the disc, it might fade away. There are some trees on the left-hand side to navigate, to contend with, and there is some left on the right, and Matilda also. Just pure line.
3 perfect shots, including Hollins there, and I love this line from Missy because the ground there is no grass. It's very skippy. If you hit it with kind of a fairway driver or a faster driver even, you're gonna skate forward.
She definitely knows her discs, and she kept the disc low to get there. And I was just a little upshot as to settle with the par here.
You still have to focus on the upshot from those woods on the left. Many trunks to be hit.
That wraps up our first hour of coverage here on YouTube. But we're just getting started with coverage this week. The best part, the drama continues on the Disc Golf Network for free. Subscribe for free to finish the rest of round 1 at discgolfnetwork.com. Huge thanks to our friends at Powerball for powering today's broadcast. Head to powerball.com to see estimated jackpots and winning numbers. Could be you.
Thank you.
It's also shaky when people walk.
That was what I was told this morning.
But you only show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not rehearsal. I got some feedback from previous players. They want me to do it like well here with the stand.
charge rating. So I'm level 15 now. We're gonna come back. We're gonna all be at like 50%. I'm gonna start taking that tea when I start coming. Also, I forgot to sing Temple 6. I hit this, but I did do the 5-6, so they're good. Like
slide there this afternoon, see how we think, and if they are all bailing way over here. I mean, quite a few of the FPO, yeah, their highs ring out over there, so it might, yeah, we might be okay up there for sure. So definitely a possibility. I do want to get a monopod in it. I'll do that one. But if it's at all, I'm not even the camera. Yeah. That's a bummer.